All right, friends, we have made it to the weekend. Today, we're going to talk a little bit about the Spiegel versus Golden versus card porn lawsuit, but there's a little twist. There's a nugget in there that I'm going to spin off and basically go off on a little bit of a tangent about that I thought was kind of fun. Before I dive into this, big thanks to video sponsor Drip Marketplace, your home for live streaming, buying, selling, all sorts of different collectibles, sports cards, non-sports cards, culture cards, comic books, all different types of collectibles. Definitely check out Drip. I will put links in the video description as well as in the comment section. All right, guys, so what are we talking about with this lawsuit? First off, let me say I am not an attorney. I'm basically playing Friday morning quarterback or something to that degree. I follow Paul Lesko on Twitter. He is an actual attorney that covers a lot of different hobby topics on Twitter, so definitely check him out. But this is between the Spiegels, who are selling a card through Golden Auctions. Card Porn is a site on IG that essentially kind of a watchdog site, or they were a watchdog site. Maybe they still are a watchdog site. I don't really know, but this is kind of a story about watchdogging gone wrong, maybe? I don't know. It's going to have to play itself out in court, obviously. I think they're still trying to figure out who Card Porn even is. So there's that. So basically how this went down is the Spiegels are trying to sell a card through Golden Marketplace. It was on auction. Card Porn points out that there might be an issue with this card, and they've got kind of their data to back up their position on it. They post it. Golden pulls down the auction, and this is going back, I believe this auction was in 2021. I'm pretty certain, and again, I don't have all of the numbers in front of me, but I believe that this card would be valued more back then than it is now. So the sellers, they feel slighted because they feel like, hey, they pulled the auction, we lost money. Okay, fair enough. So they're in court and they'll have to sort all that stuff out. The one kind of smoking gun that is in here that is interesting, it's a letter from Upper Deck from 2019 talking about this specific card, and I'm going to read it out loud and then I'm going to kind of spin off of something that's in this letter that I think is very interesting. All right, so it says, to whom it may concern, this is from 2019. After careful examination of the 03 Exquisite Collection basketball jersey autograph card number 78, and this is the 2003 LeBron RPA. This is the biggie, numbered out of 99. This one is numbered 44 out of 99 for LeBron James. We came to the conclusion the card itself is authentic. The original card was a single color patch card, but the original owner contacted our customer care team with concerns about factory damage to it. They submitted the card, and Upper Deck at the time produced some copies that were not numbered to hold for potential issues with damage. Now, I'm going to come back to that. Upon receipt, we did agree there was damage to the card, and it was replaced with the card in possession of Steven Spiegel today. The original was destroyed, and this replacement card was numbered 44 out of 99. It's rare that a consumer would get a better patch for a replacement back then, but blah, blah, blah. This is kind of how it played out. But hold on a second. Let's go back up to this because I think this is the most interesting part of this letter. And again, it is a side story to the lawsuit itself. They submitted the card, and Upper Deck at the time produced some copies that were not numbered to hold for potential issues with damage. Now, to me, this is like a whole nother can of worms. Were these cards that also LeBron James had signed, or are these blank, like unsigned with patches, where they have the patch in it? There's just so many questions. It would seem like they would have had LeBron sign these cards as well, right? I mean, they're extras. Basically, they just produced extra ones that are not numbered. I know LeBron James in the past, when this thing sold for big money back in the day, he had made mention that he has a couple of these rookie cards.
One of your rookie basketball cards bid for $1.8 million and another bid for $900,000. I mean, given your kind of humble beginnings, I mean, what do you think of that when, you're still playing, and it's not like you're Honus Wagner or Babe Ruth or something. I mean, how do you kind of take that in when somebody's paying $1.8 million for your rookie card?
I think it's pretty cool. That's the first thing I think about, and think about where I come from. And the second thing I think about is I have 2 rookie cards of my own, so I'll be good for a very, very long time.
I just wonder, like, what's up with the unnumbered stuff? And we had recently too, and I cannot remember for the life of me which card it was, but there was a backdoor copy that was not numbered for a very big card that upset people because it was not numbered. So the 1 of 1 wasn't technically a 1 of 1. And just at this past Topps conference, they were talking about different things that they're going to do, and they talked about a 0 out of 0 card or a -1, -3, -5 with the frozen refractors. Well, guess what, friends? If you're wondering if they are going to do that or they're looking into doing it, they've already started to do it. How do I know this? The new Zero Cool Stranger Things release has a 0 out of 0 card. One of actually a hobby friend that I buy Stranger Things cards from, he's got one posted on eBay right now, and he's got it's the only one I can find. It's a 0 out of 0. I'll put a picture up. It's kind of tough to see because it's in the bottom left corner of the card, but it says 0 out of 0. I'll try to put the pictures up so you can see what I'm talking about. But these prototype cards really fascinate me because you think about the money that's spent on 1 of 1s or out of 5s or out of 10s. And I'm not even just talking about these frozen refractor things that they might do where it's like -5. They might never actually do that, but they have come out with a 0 out of 0 because it is in that Stranger Things set. But these types of prototype cards, it makes me think of other types of, there was a Super Mario Brothers game going back to the 80s. That was a prototype that was sent over to the US so that they could try it out. And these have been sold on the open market. There's all sorts of kind of cool stories behind these sorts of things. The Pokemon Illustrator card, not being a Pokemon expert, but I believe there was a contest, where people are sending in the kind of what Pokemon should look like. And then there's these Illustrator cards that go out. They're highly limited. These sorts of kind of prototype things or these backdoor unnumbered cards for really important cards just are absolutely fascinating. So I don't know who's going to win the case. It's going to be kind of interesting to watch because there's a few different parties involved that people are interested in knowing kind of what's going on. But then also, if you're watchdogging and you're, calling out certain things and, Ken Golden, give him some credit. He has pulled down certain cards that didn't look right, maybe were trimmed or whatever. And in many cases, that is the case. In this case, it seems like there's gray area with it where, again, I just want to follow it, try to get a feel for what's going on. So Paul Lesko is the follow on Twitter for this as he unveils more of the information as it becomes available. Guys, let me know your thoughts. Just interesting. Not even just on the lawsuit, but then also kind of the unnumbered cards. Did LeBron sign these, or are these just extra cards that maybe have the patch that they pulled from, but no autograph on it? What would those go for on the open market these days? Stay healthy, stay awesome, and I will talk to you again later.